Senator Reed.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Dahmer, you've been performing the duties of the Deputy Undersecretary of Defense since March 2025. This is the #2 position in the Policy Directorate, which essentially gives you the full scope of what is being conducted by the Policy Directive. In fact, you've indicated in response to the Chairman, your new duties will be much less expansive. And yet, my impression today is you've cloaked your testimony in a veil of ignorance. You don't know what has happened in many different cases, when in fact you were basically the stand-in and the surrogate for the Secretary Colby. In response to Senator Scott's question about when Romania was notified of our withdrawal of troops, you indicated you had no knowledge of that. When was the Romanian government notified of their withdrawal of troops?
Ranking Member Reed, I'm not aware of the specific date. If possible, I'd like to follow up with you for the record.
Well, no, you're telling me you were the #2 person in the department and that you're not aware either before or after the fact of what date the Romanians were notified?
Yes, sir.
All right. You indicated in response to another question that you were unaware of the pause in supplies of equipment to Ukrainians. Is that your response?
Mr. Ranking Member, I'm not aware of any pause in military aid to Ukraine.
Well, that's interesting because the administration announced that there was a pause directed by Secretary Hegseth so that he could evaluate the status of stockpiles of materiel throughout the Department of Defense, and yet you're not aware of a pause.
Mr. Ranking Member, military aid, military weapons, military materiel have continued to flow to Ukraine.
The department has indicated clearly that there was a pause. The pause was department-wide and countrywide, and yet you claim there was no pause. Again, as the #2 in policy, what were you doing? I mean, were you participating in significant discussions as, for example, shall we pause aid to Ukraine or other countries? Are we withdrawing troops from Romania? Did you participate in those discussions of withdrawing troops from Romania?
Mr. Ranking Member, I was involved in discussions. I would be happy to ensure that you, your staff, and the committee are fully briefed.
Why don't you tell us right now? It's not classified. It's a public record that we're withdrawing troops from Ukraine. Romania. When did this discussion begin? When were the Romanians notified? I mean, who did it?
Mr. Ranking Member, I don't have the specific date that the Romanians were notified. I'd be happy
How
to follow
about
up with the record.
estimate, like when were you first notified that the troops would be removed from Romania?
Mr. Ranking Member, this decision from the Secretary was extensively coordinated inside the department. Civilian and military leadership discussed as through all global force management decisions through the Secretary's orders book process. I don't have the specific date, but I would be very happy to follow up for you.
No, I mean, Mr. Dahmer, you're clearly avoiding answers to questions that you should have been acutely aware of in your position. That does not augur very well for your role in the future role in the Department of Defense, since it's essential that this committee has accurate and specific knowledge. And I think you've essentially indicated to us that you won't cooperate with us, that those pledges you've made to the chairman about providing witnesses and also of following the guidance of the committee as far as the appropriation of funds. It's very disappointing to hear someone who just won't answer to specific questions of this committee. And I thank you for your attendance this morning. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Reed. This concludes today's hearing. I'd like to thank our witnesses for their testimony. For the information of members, questions for the record will be due to the committee within 2 business days of the conclusion of the hearing, and we are adjourned.